Gainesville lost one of its favorite and famous sons earlier this week, and the city's college football team will pay its respects this weekend. Music legend and Gainesville native Tom Petty went into cardiac arrest early Monday morning and, after unsuccessful attempts to resuscitate him, was pronounced dead later that day at the age of 66, as Florida prepares for its game against LSU Saturday afternoon in the Swamp. The football program announced plans to honor Petty's memory from the school's release at the end of the third quarter, after the UF band plays "We Are the Boys" from Old Florida, and fans lock arms and sway as they sing the UF Spirit song. Petty's famous tune "I Won't Back Down" will blast across Steve Spurrier urban Hill Griffin Stadium to honor a local legend treasured by Gator Nation and far beyond. "Let's celebrate together what he meant to the world of music and what he meant to this community," Florida Athletic Director Scott Strickland said in a statement. "Since we are already singing 'We Are the Boys,' let's go right from that into one of his great anthems and make that the way we are going to jointly celebrate Tom Petty and the Gators. We encourage fans to sing along as a way to honor a local legend and share a special moment in his music," said Alicia Longworth, Assistant Athletics Director of Marketing and Promotions. Tom Petty is a beloved figure for so many Gator fans. Petty, who along with his band the Heartbreakers were inducted into the Rock Roll Hall of Fame in 2001, twice played concerts on the UF campus. In 1993 and 2006, he last played a concert in the city of his birth in September of 2006 to commemorate the 30th anniversary of the formation of his legendary band. It was a rough film session for North Carolina State last season after the team played Louisville, as Dave Doran's coaching staff had to watch the eventual Heisman Trophy winner race up and down the field on the Wolfpack's defense in a blowout to capture a key ACC win. Turnabout is fair play it seems, because State did much of the same on Thursday night, pulling away at home starting in the second quarter and eventually winding up with a 3,925 victory that makes things even more interesting in the Atlantic Division. The Wolfpack offense stalled out early during the first quarter, including a red zone fumble in front of an amped-up crowd at Carter-Finley Stadium, but promptly figured things out and sliced and diced the Cardinals' defense on their following 6 drives to take control of the game. Quarterback Ryan Finley outplayed the Heisman winner on the opposite sideline with a steady performance, throwing for 367 yards and a touchdown, while big play machines Nyheim Hines 225 all-purpose yards with 2 scores and Jalen Samuels 104 through the air. Both were terrific in the open field. Wideout Kelvin Harmon chipped in with 133 yards and a touchdown catch as well. As well as the offense played, however, the home team never could quite put the game away until late in the fourth quarter. Of course, a lot of that had to do with the dazzling play of Lamar Jackson. The signal caller recorded a 354-yard one-touchdown night using his arm and not surprisingly led the team in rushing with 73 yards and 2 scores. He was very much a one-man band for his team given the defensive woes and played heroically in the face of a lot of pressure from the Wolfpack's stellar defensive line that helped record 4 sacks and played a role in forcing a pass that was tipped, intercepted and run back for a touchdown that iced the game. The victory, one of the biggest of Doran's career in Raleigh given the circumstances, presents an intriguing road to the division title as the Wolfpack remain undefeated in ACC play. While number 2 Clemson remains a favorite to return to the national title game at the moment, NC State did nearly pull off the upset of the Tigers last year and host this year's meeting on November 4th. That game could not only decide the Atlantic Division in the conference but could play a significant role in the college football playoff selection process as well. But those are thoughts for another day and another week, as Thursday night belonged to the Wolfpack as they savored a very sweet victory over the Cardinals. Oh, what a difference a year makes for NC State and Louisville. After a lopsided result that was not in their favor last season, the 24th-ranked Wolfpack are giving number 17 Louisville everything they can handle on both sides of the ball to lead 17-10 at halftime of an intriguing ACC battle down in Raleigh. Neither team could get much going offensively in the first quarter, with Heisman winner Lamar Jackson being well contained by that tough NCSU defensive line led by Bradley Chubb. Once the clock ticked over to the second quarter, however, both offenses started to get going with some big plays. Wolfpack quarterback Ryan Finley 268 yards, 1 touchdown kicked things off, lobbing a perfectly thrown pass into the waiting arms of Kelvin Harmon for a 48-yard touchdown. State tacked on a field goal on their ensuing possession following a 79-yard catch and run by superstar all-purpose threat Jalen Samuels, and then scored again just before the break. We'll see if the team can keep that second quarter momentum up despite losing starting center Garrett Bradbury with a chest injury, but their final 2 drives without him bodes well for them to do just that. Jackson and the Cardinals also found a little bit of a rhythm in the second frame, as the dual-threat signal caller racked up 190 yards through the air by halftime. He found Seth Dawkins for the team's only touchdown early in the second quarter, which was a bobbling affair down near the end zone before the wideout hauled it in for the score. There are a ton of major sporting events going on Thursday night, but the lone college football game on the slate has turned out to be a pretty good one despite the relative low score. We'll see if either side can make some big adjustments, especially defensively for the higher-ranked team, in order to pull out a key win in the ACC Atlantic race. Color rush uniforms are normally reserved for Thursday night NFL games, but it appears the trend is spreading to Saturdays too. Oklahoma is the latest to jump on board the solid color uniform look, announcing on Thursday that they would be donning a new all-red or is it crimson uniform for their Big 12 home opener against Iowa State. Pretty slick look unless you happen to be a big fan of the burnt orange around Big 12 country. Interestingly, the program is using the hashtag #ReadOnRed to promote the uniforms despite the school's shade of the color officially being Oklahoma crimson. Additionally, the Sooners are hoping for fans to stripe Memorial Stadium on Saturday with crimson and cream depending on what section people are sitting in. It should all make for a neat atmosphere despite Iowa State only going with the white tops for their uniform choice, instead of the all-white color rush look. Not everything filters down from the NFL to college after all. Texas A&M is honoring the 1967 edition of the Aggies that beat Alabama in the Cotton Bowl this weekend when the Crimson Tide come to Kyle Field, and it appears there will be a special visitor in store for the festivities in Gene Stallings. While it's not exactly a surprise to see Stallings head to College Station, given that he coached both sides of this budding rivalry, but it is a bit eyebrow-raising to see him attend the game given that he just suffered a heart attack last week. The College Football Hall of Famer phoned up WBRC's Rick Harley on Thursday to provide an update on his health and passed along the information that he is apparently well enough to make the trip down for the game. "I feel fine, really," Stallings said. "I've had 2 strokes and a heart attack. So far, I've beat all of them, so I can't complain." Indeed, it's been a scary couple of months for the national title-winning coach. That's included a pair of strokes that prevented him from taking part in several promotional events in Alabama. If the doctors do indeed give the all-clear by Saturday, Stallings figures to receive a warm ovation from the crowd if he can make it to the game given all he's done at both schools and for the past 3 months he's gone through.